Hi, this is John Solari. I want to talk a little bit about this working on location in the United States. Now, all these colored ones here are right-to-work states where you don't have to be a union member. And we want to talk about that, and it says on the other side of the card, which I will show you, when you went on locations, simply ask your fellow cast members, when did you join SAG AFTRA? You know, and I'm going to talk about, I was at the meeting yesterday and we were talking a little bit about that.
My gosh, what's going on?
Well, I mean, it's really that there's so much non-union work being done because people want to do it. And they'll work for the camera, but they're not in SAG. And they're losing so many benefits by not joining. You know, educating the non-members how their inactive lower pays puts them at risk and damages the career in the long run. It's really something you guys got to look into about getting SAG. And these right-to-work states, I know that people would do anything to get in front of this camera. And for every SAG member, there's 100 non-SAG members willing to get in front of that camera. And this has to end. This has to end. And SAG members out there have to get behind this. And so many of them go off and say, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Well, we got to do something about it. Get in touch with SAG AFTRA and just ask them how you can help. Because we need help to get this membership going and not destroy the union. Because now we're working for nothing. Because we have no choice because there's so many people willing to work for nothing. We're getting $100 a day to work on a film. That's unbelievable.
Sometimes $50 a day.
Sometimes 50. And that's Sharon Farrell. You want to come and sit down and...
I was supposed to.
Oops.
I go on Actors Access and LA Casting, and I submit myself for role. I look at the roles. I don't really look at how much they pay. Right. I was supposed to go down to Long Beach today and work for $50.
$50.
And it's going to be a 5-minute short. And I looked at, there were like 10 people in it. And it's like, you're not even going to get a reel out of it. You're going to get nothing out of it. I mean, not even a reel.
Not even a reel. So that's a big no-no. They always say, well, you'll get a reel. I don't know anybody that ever got a reel.
Oh, they don't. I just finished a student film.
Yeah.
I just finished a student film, and they made me all kinds of promises.
Right.
And they're going to be showing their film at the Motion Picture Academy. And you know, these two little guys are not giving me my reel.
They don't give you a reel. It's all bullshit.
It is. It's so much like that.
They all promise you this and this and that. It's like these non-union people. They get to work. They're promised everything, and they get nothing.
Oh, not only that, we've got FICOR, because you can work non-union. You can work non-union, and you don't get in trouble.
But the union doesn't encourage that. And
oh no, they're very, very against it.
I don't blame them.
Listen, very against it.
We need to stand up as union members. Now I'm a delegate, and I was talking to a few of them, and then now I was against the merger, and I was against United for Strength.
I was too.
I was for membership, but I've learned one thing. I was at the meeting yesterday on residuals, and I have to tell you, you know, I hear people talk about, you know, from the side I was on, about White, the executive, whatever he is, and I've heard all these bad things about the guy. And I've been listening to this guy for a few weeks now, and he knows what he's doing.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
The guy knows, you know, and I actually told him.
He's like the head of the, what does he do with
the Executive
Screen Actors Guild?
He's not an actor, he's with the, you know, staff. He's the executive, whatever, I forgot.
So he's a businessman or something. He's
right,
not an actor.
No, yeah.
He's taking care of us.
And he does, and he's trying. Let's put it this way. I was under the impression, and I know a lot of the people that are, you know, membership first and this and that, who have a bad name. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've never been a guy who goes along with the crowd.
It's always best to have first-hand information.
And I saw that
rather than hearsay.
Right,
you know.
And the guy did a good job yesterday, and he was trying. And you know what? You gotta, whether you think the guy's a bad guy or not, you gotta give him a shot. And let's see what happens down the road. This whole merger, we got it, we gotta live with it, and let's try to make it work for the best.
I've gone to these casting director workshops where you pay $50 to like listen to these casting directors that are sometimes usually just the receptionists in the office. That's okay because the receptionists are going to be like, they might be running the town in a couple of years.
Yeah, they will be.
But they tell me that I should, when I submit myself, I should say that I have a cousin that lives in Texas, or I have a cousin that lives in Indiana, or I have, and then I pay my own way too.
That's another thing.
I pay my own way.
We got to pay our own way to go do a film today. I mean, this is because of this
The producers are making a lot of money off of these films. They're making millions of dollars, and they don't want to pay the actors.
They don't. They don't have to because there's too many actors. Too many actors out there willing to work for nothing.
You know, they're not even actors. They just find, you know, sometimes they're not even actors, you know, and they...
We were talking the other day about, I remember when I was in Cleveland, I was watching these short films, and they were so bad. And the reason they were so bad is they put all the money in everything but the acting. They hired their cousins, their friends.
Yeah.
And to them, a lot of these producers, and they don't care about actors. Actors, anybody could act. That's
well, sometimes you just have a budget and you just don't have the money for something.
Well, then put the money into the actors.
Yeah.
Hire actors.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I'm saying is they put people who never acted because they believe anybody can act. You know, that's what they believe. There's so many people. The actor is on the lowest part of the totem pole when it comes to production.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else is top rate, first class. Oh, don't worry about the actor. We can get anybody. And that's what it's, because that's what this union, and that's why the members have to get behind and stop this. Somehow you guys, I don't know how to stop it, but let's get together.
I don't know how to do it either.
People were talking about, I remember the residuals. I remember 1988 when the Messenger of Death, my first residual I got was a little over $100. And I said, this is not kosher. And I called up SAG, it was SAG at the time, and they looked into it. The next check came was $14,000.
Wow.
That's a big difference.
And if you hadn't called and checked on it, it would have just, where would it have gone? It would have just stayed.
It's something I brought up yesterday. Something I brought up yesterday at the residual meeting is that now every time I get a residual check, I'm thinking back then, is this why this check is so low? You know, because if you don't...
Yeah, if you don't check into it. That's interesting because my son, I was talking to my son yesterday, and he said when he did anacrophobia, and he said he was so broke, he was just so broke, and all of a sudden he gets this check from anacrophobia, and it was $10,000.
Huh?
You know, I mean, it saves your ass sometimes.
It saves your ass.
It saves your ass. It really does.
But the one thing, you know, I mean, what you're talking about is right. And that's why David White, that's his name. David White. And when
Good guy.
Well, they were talking about this yesterday, the residuals. Now, they try to do everything, but since the merger, and he showed a thing, you know, of how much more checks are coming in now, 213 from like maybe 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's gone from like down here to way up here. Really? So you got so many checks coming in now, especially now that with the merger, it's almost impossible for them to, you know.
It's like Obamacare, that computer system. Our computer system is probably just as screwed up as their computer system.
Not really. Ours is better.
You think so?
Yeah, but I mean they're working on it.
I hope so.
So we can't complain until. You got to give this a shot.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna really have some proof because I did a movie called Night of the Comet.
Right.
And it's going out on Blu-ray. And I think I don't know. Kelly Maroney sent me a thing, and we're gonna go sign autographs at this bookstore. I think it's November 20. It might be the 19th or 20th.
This month?
Yeah.
Is it the bookstore in West Hollywood? The
It's called Desiree or.
Oh, I don't know that one. Find out the address so we can let people know.
Okay, I'll have to find out more about it.
Kelly Maroney is
she's
very talented.
Oh, she's a whip. She produces and directs, and she does all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Anyway, I want to get back to
if I get the money, if I get any money from that, when it sells to Blu-ray, I should get something from that, right?
Very little.
When it goes to a DVD, I'm not going to get anything?
You know, you'll get something, but it might take a few years for you to get...
$6 or something?
The way they explained it yesterday, it's like every 4 months you get paid, no matter how many, you know, it's not how many times it's shown.
Just enough to subtract it from your pension.
Yeah, right. whatever it is. It's
so awful.
anyway.
So
Anyway, so you union members, get in touch with SAG AFTRA and ask how you can help to stop this runaway and right to work state non-union people from working. That's all. I'm John Solari. I'm your delegate here in the Los Angeles SAG AFTRA board.